moving into our last division, we have the NFC West, and we have a B plus for the Arizona Cardinals. Dobbs, how are you feeling about the Arizona Cardinals?
I think, as we said, bro, we agree that the Cardinals, they went in on the trenches. They said we need trench depth. We need starters on the trenches. That's exactly what they did, combination of. I also really like the Mac Wilson signing low key. I think he could provide a lot of value for them on that deal. I think the one I really didn't like, and I think you'll agree, is the Desmond Ritter trade to me just very poor. A lot of people were trying to spin it like it was like a really good trade and very even. Like, I just man, it's just the Saints fan in me. But I'm telling you guys, like, I don't Desmond Ritter. I get it. I guess as a backup though, because I'm still viewing him as a starter. Desmond Ritter as a backup, I guess that is good value. Maybe I'm changing my tune a little bit live. Yeah, all in all, the Cardinals went trenches and all in basically on the trenches, and I do appreciate that. And a little bit of a like maybe a sleeper signing with Jonah Williams. You know what I mean? Like if Jonah Williams comes back and he's healthy, all of a sudden, like you don't need as much whole line as you needed before.
Save some money with getting rid of DJ Humphries and get Jonah Williams. I don't mind the Desmond Ritter trade. I think the issue is, I mean, we know they're going Marvin Harrison Jr. It's pretty locked, but that wide receiver room was decimated. I don't know who they're going to be throwing to besides Trey McBride and Greg Dortch. You got Chris Moore, obviously. I like the Bilal Nichols trade or signing, and I like the Sean Murphy Bunting signing. Sorry, guys, we've been talking for like 2 hours. I'm running over my words. The move I hate is the Justin Jones for 10 mil a year. As a Bears fan, Justin Jones is not worth nearly that much.
Yeah, he's a good player. Like again, he's definitely a really good depth player. But for 10 million a season, I just
Yeah, I
don't
don't
really
know.
understand that vision.
So we got B plus for the Arizona Cardinals. We have an A for the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams brought in a solid backup in Jimmy G. They
I would say
re
more than solid if we're talking backup. I mean, if we're talking
That's fair.
backup and
Probably
Jimmy
one of
G's
the
your
best.
backup, dub, like dub.
Probably one of the best backups in the league. Love the Cam Curl signing. Love that you have two really good guards in Kevin Dotson and Jonah Jackson. Avila can move to center now. You
Dude, they's
have
fucking cooked.
they cook. Darius Williams, 3 year, 22.5 million. Bro, like the Rams had a great offseason and they have a ton of draft picks.
Yeah, like and Cam Curl on top of things, like Cam Curl's literally like what this is a funny trend we've had today. Like some of all of the best safeties in the league just getting picked for peanuts because the safety market is dying. And then you had teams like the Rams, like, wait a minute, swear Cam Curl's going for 6.5 million a year.
Darnell
Bring him
Savage,
over.
10 mil a
Bring
year.
him over. Right. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing?
Good year for the Rams upcoming, I think. If Stafford can stay healthy, I think they're going to be a really scary team in the NFC. Moving on to the San Francisco 49ers, we also had an A. Dobbs, why do we give them an A?
Again, just like the Rams, like they went and they killed everything they needed to kill. I mean, right? I think I'm going to start with the move they just made today. Isaac Yadam. If you guys don't know about Isaac Yadam, because he is one of those guys that never gets the attention he needed. When he filled in last year for Marshawn Lattimore, dude was locking down. I mean, this dude was locking down. Man coverage specialist, still good in zone. But Isaac Yadam, just a sticky corner. I think he's going to be starting on this 49ers unit, and you guys are going to love him. I'm telling you guys right now. Devondre Campbell, I mean, on a 1 year deal, money. Just a fantastic move. Getting great depth right here. Kevin Givens, Jordan Elliott, Malik Collins, Gross Matos. I said I didn't like it the day it happened, but I thought about it more. Him coming to the Niners defense might just be exactly the scheme he needs. He could come in here, 6, 7 sacks season, fair amount of pressures, make himself some money on this, after these 2 years are up. And then Leonard Floyd also. I love Leonard Floyd on this D line, bro. And then you re-sign Colt McKivitz and then John Feliciano, and then you got yourself a fair backup in Brandon Allen. You got to say this was a great free agency class for the Niners.
I really like the Leonard Floyd signing. Malik Collins, I really like that signing as well. Devondre Campbell. And Colton McKivitz, I know he's not going to be your long-term guy, but even if you draft a guy, develop him, he can play under him for 1 year, and then you have your answer at right tackle. I know you're probably going to want to upgrade in the draft, this, that, and the third, but
Or
if you
you
get a
just keep
guy,
Kivitz as the backup for this year, like however you
right.
want to play it.
Well, if you get like a guy like at the end of the first, like a Marius Mims or Tyler Guyton, he can just sit. And then Trent Williams is going to be retiring probably in the next couple years. So overall, the 49ers continue to retool and, never have to really rebuild because they always just add always to their offensive and defensive line. So A for the San Francisco 49ers. Our last team, we have the Seattle Seahawks with a B minus. Dobbs, how you feeling on the Seahawks?
So like you're saying about Seahawks before we started recording, it's like nothing needle moving, but there's some good moves, right? Like I like the Sam Howell move a lot. For if it was anybody but the Seahawks, I don't know how I'd feel about it, but I love him to the Seahawks. Definitely a fantastic landing spot to the Seahawks. I do love the Noah Fant re-sign. Getting George Fant also definitely a position you guys needed for depth. You definitely love bringing George Fant over. Nick Harris for depth also. The Leonard Williams deal, I don't know. I feel like they might have dropped a little bit more than they should have on that. That's
I
definitely
think they
something that
did it because they paid a two and a five for
that's
him,
definitely why. That's the thing is they
which is
had
the
to.
same they paid for Brian Burns.
Yes, they had, but that's the thing is they had to do it. But then you look at the value all around and you're like, I don't know if this was the best case scenario for the Seahawks. And then, yeah, just good depth though with Rayshawn Jenkins, already Burns on the re-sign. But it's just like nothing that moves the needle for the Seahawks.
They just let so many people walk. I will say my favorite move is the Sam Howell move. I'm not totally out on the fact that Sam Howell can't be a starting quarterback in the league and maybe even a top 18 guy. I
Dude,
mean,
he's Geno 2.0 to
he's
damn
got
near at
so
this
much
point.
he's got so much arm talent. Like he led the league in rush or passing yards for a decent amount last year. Like he can throw the ball. It's his mistakes. If he can correct his mistakes, he can be a good quarterback, similar to like a Jameis. And I don't know. The Seahawks, I don't know how good they're gonna be next year because they just let a lot of people walk. But overall, man, like not a horrible offseason. It's almost like kind of like with John Schneider or not John Schneider. Is it John Schneider?
Yeah, I do.
John Schneider. I
I'll
was
say,
mixing up with John Lynch.
yeah,
Same
John
division.
Schneider.
John Schneider kind of is really his first year as the only GM. I know Pete Carroll had a lot of say, and then Mike McDonald, the new head coach, kind of maybe letting the team reset a little bit. So, um, you know, Leonard Williams, like I said, a little bit overpay, but overall B minus for the Seattle Seahawks. Any final thoughts, Dobbs, on this offseason? I feel like it's truly been one of the craziest off seasons already, and it's just started.
Yeah, I was just say final thoughts, bro. I have not said what the fuck in all caps more times ever in an off season than I have this off season in our group chats, and we're only like, yeah, like we're saying, we're only like a third of the way through it.
I think the biggest thing too, bro, is I think teams are realizing, maybe just because we've done things slowly in the past doesn't mean we have to do that anymore. I think the way the Rams started handling their team has really spoken to a lot of franchises like, you know what? If we want a guy, let's go get him. Let's go
No,
make
yeah,
this move. Because if we sit in purgatory and try to hope that our mid teams become good, you're just waiting to find out longer and longer. If you want to know, let's find out soon. And I think that's
no,
kind of the MO for a lot of teams now.
you're spitting on that one. That's definitely the trend that we're moving towards.
So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been grading every single NFL's team off season so far. Let us know in the comments your favorite and least favorite move in this off season. Leave a like, growing this channel every day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your night.